Well, it's going to be a little bit, at least a week, until we're racing up here in New York State. But down in Pennsylvania, there is a lot going on this weekend. Of course, Grandview has a big race on Saturday. A lot of the top modified teams will be out. And, of course, sprint cars have been racing for a little bit so far in Pennsylvania. Those of you who are online and do a lot of streaming have seen some of the stuff. And one of the more storied tracks, of course, is Lincoln Speedway. They will be running on Sunday, and one of our sprint car friends from up here in the New York region will be making his way down. Let's find out who and what's been going on so far with Denny Peebles. He joins us here. He's down in New York, Pennsylvania at a shop. We recorded this, let me see, Friday night, 9:15. I got it up before midnight hit. Denny, man, I haven't seen you in a while. How are things?
Yeah, it's been a while, Doug. Glad we finally get to catch up here a little bit. We've been trying for probably well over a year now, and here we are. So things are pretty crazy busy, but overall, I guess everything's really well. Everything's good with my family, and everybody's healthy, so we're ready for spring.
Big change in his life. We'll talk about that another time soon when we'll get into that. But you've actually, this is going to be, what, your fourth race this year?
Yeah. We actually had a big weekend planned this weekend, and unfortunately Mother Nature changed all that for us. We planned on possibly Williams Grove tonight, Lincoln tomorrow, and then Bridgeport on Sunday, but Mother Nature changed that, so now we're just looking at Lincoln on Sunday.
Okay, and this is 410, correct?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so let me see. You've been to Lincoln twice, Williams Grove once. The one commonality is you haven't made the shows, unfortunately. What's been going on?
So we purchased a new motor over the winter, and we're just trying to get some, get that underneath me a little bit, just see what it likes for gearing and whatnot. And then we got free in the heat race and ended up second night out. We flipped the car, and we had our work cut out for us. So we actually put the other car together that I ran mostly last year. We kind of stayed up all night and got it ready and raced a Sunday at Williams Grove, and again went into the corner and with a little bit of help got spun around backwards, and we missed the show by one car 2 nights, so we're really close. We just a little more seat time this year, a little more time with this new motor, and we'll get things figured out.
Now, was the chassis actually gone, or did you just switch to the other one because you weren't sure after the flip?
No, it didn't really seem to hurt the chassis. We were having some brake troubles, and that was a new brake system. I'm not sure if we just ended up with a bad master cylinder or what was going on with that. But so between that and then just not really having the time to go through it the way I like to go through them, we just decided it'd be faster to put the other car back together. So that's what we opted to do.
So which car are we bringing on Sunday to Lincoln, the car that flipped or the other car?
The other car, the car that we ran last year. And so that's the car that we started really getting comfortable in with the 410 last year, and had some good runs with it and whatnot. So looking forward to getting back in, to be honest with you.
Now, some of the folks up in New York might be sitting there going, gee, Denny's a good runner. He's a 360 guy. He runs up front all the time. But I know from talking to enough people in Pennsylvania, when those 360 guys like you go down and race against the 410s that run all the time, it is tough sledding.
Yeah, I mean, we're competing against guys that have raced at these same few tracks for 20 plus 30 years that have just, sat there and really been able to dial in on these individual tracks. And the competition down here, and not taking anything away from guys in New York, because there's some very, very stout teams in New York that they're professionals as well. So down here, Williams Grove is a pretty fast place. So I'm learning more with the air and stuff like that. It's just it's very different.
And of course, everybody who races online has raced Williams Grove. Is 3 and 4 as weird when you go through it the first time as it is when you do it on iRacing or something?
I have not raced it on iRacing, but I have raced some tracks on iRacing that I've raced in real life, and I give it some credit. They're very, very similar, so I would probably agree with you if I could.
But it is kind of weird, right? The way 3 and 4 is, because it's tight and then it opens and then the bottom changes. Is it kind of distinctive 3 and 4 at Williams Grove?
It is. And the first time I went there last year, the track was really heavy, and Jim Travis that's helping me out down here, we're working out of his race shop and his engine building shop, and And he's like, yeah, you can pretty much flat-footed around here.
Really?
You know, you shouldn't have to lift. You shouldn't really have to lift at all. And I'm like looking at the straightaways and I'm looking at the corners and
Not lift,
you know, all the faith in the world because he's been down here and at it for a long time. So, but what I didn't know is there's a pretty good bump going into one.
Okay.
And so that threw me a little bit. And then, you know, getting through 3 and 4 it's crazy, but with as much wing speed as you carry, it really locks the car down on the track,
Really?
and it's amazing how fast you can get around them corners and hardly lift, if any at all.
Lincoln's a track I've only seen, you know, just watching it, you know, on a computer. What is Lincoln like? I mean, is there another track that's similar to it?
I would say banking wise and stuff like that, and with the walls, it's pretty similar. It's bigger than Fulton, I would say, but I would say in overall shape, it's kind of similar to Fulton.
Okay.
It gets a little tight coming out of 4 if you don't hit it just quite right, or even like coming out of 4 at Brewerton. You know, it narrows down, the wall's straight, and there it is, and it happens quick. So I would say it's kind of a mix between the two of them.
Okay, all right, and
But
the wall
bigger.
can reach out and grab you then, huh? If you're not careful.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So how much 410, how much 360 are we thinking this year?
So to do what I wanted to do and fulfill the opportunity that I have down here, I decided to sell all the 360 stuff.
What are you doing with it?
So we bought 2 410s. I bought one last year, and I bought another one over the winter. So Jim's actually going to have the other one done here in another week or two.
Okay.
So, yeah, no more. The only 360 race I will do is the Kevin Ward Jr. Memorial.
Up at Evans Mills.
Yeah, we're probably going to end up renting a motor or something for that deal, but being as Kevin's done as much as he has for me with the
Sure.
racing and friendship stuff, I want to win that race real bad, so we're going to probably go back and do that this year, but
Okay.
that'll be the only 360 racing for sure.
So how much New York stuff can you do? Because I know they do have some high limit stuff coming in.
Yeah, so we're going to do the high limit shows, and it's going to be kind of a tough call because with Lincoln, they run a handicap system. So if you miss a show, then you automatically basically get a win when it comes time for
Sure.
the next week. So you start in the back of everything, and it's a tough field. So we'll have to weigh our options at that point in time, but we would like to get up to New York. Just you know, most of our sponsors, all of our sponsors are based out of New York, and
Tracks
got
you
a
know,
lot of
too.
friends and family up there that want to watch me race. So it's going to be a tough call.
Okay. So what do you have left to do as we sit here? It's almost 9:30 on Friday night. What's left to do?
So we just got the new trailer.
Nice.
So we're working on putting some HRP racks in that and getting that organized and set up. And the car's race ready basically because we were all set up and ready to go to Lincoln last week and got rained out last minute. So the car didn't even get dirty. We rolled it back in the trailer, rolled it in the shop, and there's a couple things I want to go through on it, but nothing major. So we're just kind of concentrating on the trailer and getting that set up and organized.
Okay. Well, hopefully you have a good run, and if you get a top 10, give me a shout next week. All right, we'll get you back on because that'd be a nice story after not qualifying for the first 3 races. To come back with a top 10 would be great. And I got something I'm going to ask you off the mic after we're done, so don't hang up when we're done. Okay, man?
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, Doug.
All right, so again, lots of stuff going on in Pennsylvania for you guys who are ready and you want to smell that race fuel. There are opportunities and options for you. And Lincoln is a place that I must get to before I leave this earth, and I've heard nothing but good things about it. So let's hope everybody has a nice, safe day on Sunday, and hopefully Denny will have a safe day as well. Make sure to subscribe, turn on the notifications, hit the likes. If there's a comment, maybe somebody we haven't gotten to yet, just let me know, and I'll be sure to track them down. Good luck with everything, man, and I'll talk to you soon, and say hi to Kevin for me, okay?
Will do, Doug. Thanks a lot.